Hey, Bulls and Bears, we're back. My name is JJ. You're watching Bull Boom Bear Bust, as the logo says. How we doing? Okay, so I'm bundled up again today. I am in my luxurious recording studio here, which is AKA my garage, which has no heat. And yes, it does get a little bit chilly in even San Diego, even in California, in the morning and at night especially. So I know I got some feedback from some of you that I need to address more professionally, and that's going to be very difficult to wear a nice tie and long sleeves for you guys if I'm in an unheated garage. And also in the summer, it's sweltering hot in here. So you usually see me in a t-shirt in the summertime. So sorry, I can't change that. If I get enough, if I get a, let me put this in a certain way. If I get on my feet financially enough to be able to get a house with an extra bedroom, then I'll have my own heated studio. And yes, there's things I could do. I've got a space heater down here. I try not to run it. And I know many of you have offered suggestions on ways I can cool the garage in the summertime, low cost ways. I've taken all those into consideration, but those take time. And what do most of us want that we don't have enough of? Always, it's time, right? All right, so let's get into the news today. Let's start right here. I had a viewer send me this, and just think about what we've been talking about here in this channel. And it's all starting to happen, isn't it? Like last summer, we saw the egg farms, what was happening, the disasters that happened, the breakouts, all the chickens they had to get rid of for various reasons. And now here we are. What do you guys think? Please let me know down in the comments, because many people that I've been reading comments from are starting to get worried. People that have families they have to feed, and people that can't just go out and buy chickens and hens to put in their backyard. City life, right? So people are starting to get very concerned. Will the price of eggs go down, or is this just going to continue to get worse and worse and worse? And eggs is just the beginning, and there are 18 eggs in these cartons, by the way. So it's not 12, it's not a dozen, but $11 for 18 eggs. What do you think? Is it going to continue to get worse and worse and worse, or are we going to see some sort of relief, some sort of again superhero that's going to come down and fix this? Is there going to be a plan that comes to fruition that all of a sudden everything gets put back on better footing, so people have a much easier time? Well, of course, I'd like to think that, and I'd like to tell you to, relax and don't even worry. And I don't like people to worry. I don't like to use the word worry. I don't want to sit here and tell people not to prepare and not to get ready for things to get worse, even though I risk myself being called the doom and gloomer here. But let's talk about, how we can prepare and get ready for this. Now, some of you may have noticed a little bit of a change on this channel since the beginning of the year. I'm going less towards monetary policy, less towards the Federal Reserve and the banking system, and more towards everyday things that we can do to navigate these waters, these financial, economic waters. They're going to be very, very rough and challenging. So we can sit there and scream at the wind all day and say how unfair the banking system is, how the Fed's messing up, they should be doing this and they're doing that. We could do that all day, but that really doesn't help us. And sure, I'll still throw that in there every now and then, but it's going to become a very small thing down in the corner, of this channel's content, versus what we can do every day to try to help ourselves stay solvent and stay mentally sane and fit for what's coming, because a lot of people are going to be losing it and they're going to snap once things continue to escalate. And things are really starting to happen right now. We've got this record debt, and the biggest thing I think we're going to see the outcome of is going to be this credit card debt. And it's bad enough that it's all-time high credit card debt for most people, but the rate at which people are going further into debt, even after these levels that are already at all-time highs, is really alarming. And interest rates are going up, and more people are not paying off their credit cards in full. And this 2023, we're not getting out of 2023 without some major, trying to think of the words here. Everybody's going to realize what's going on by the end of the year. Put it this: all the deniers that say there's nothing to worry about, we're exaggerating, we're doom and gloom, all those deniers are going to be seeing it themselves on their front doorstep. Now, of course, not everybody. Some people even watching this video today are doing better than ever. Most of you, though, that are doing better than ever have really low overhead. If you have mouths to feed right now, you're really, really feeling the pinch. If you're someone that just bought a home at the beginning of 2022, or even at the end of 2022, at a higher mortgage rate, you are probably um, second guessing your purchase. Now, of course, there's parts of the country where homes are very affordable. Ohio, Indiana, Iowa, Kansas, great deals in middle America and the breadbasket of America, as some call it. And, a lot of people that live in those areas are still okay, even though they bought a home this year. And people also bought homes this year and last year for cash. So obviously not everyone is strapped, but most people, and that's what I want to urge here, because most people is the majority of people that probably watch this channel as well, are starting to get very concerned of what's going to happen here in the very near future. And prices are not coming down. I think we're going to start seeing the cost of energy really start to take off here, both at the gas pump and both in your home bills, utility bills, heating bills, etc., electricity. And we need to really start thinking about what we are going to do. Now, luckily here in San Diego, I have the, I guess, luxury of not having to run my air conditioning. Yes, I'm bundled up here, but I don't have to run the space heater, so I can save money there. We don't even turn our house heat on, really. Very, very seldom, maybe 4 to 5 times during the winter. We just try not to turn it on. One, to save money. Two, we just don't like the smell of it, and we just don't like running things when we don't need to. All right, we should probably get a new furnace. It just kind of smells funny when it comes on. So I know I'll probably get some tips that I need to clean it. We do clean the filters, both the intake filter, and we won't get into that. But anyways, I'm trying to cut back. I'm trying to put away as much as possible, because I know that more difficult times are coming down the road. And even if you are not going through difficult times, or you don't think you're going to go through difficult times because maybe you have a lot of money put away, maybe you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years of savings put away. So if you lose your income, you'll still be able to ride it out for the next several years. What if you have a friend, a relative, someone that needs your help and wants to move in with you? What if they need you to let them borrow money to fix their vehicle? People around you are going to have a hard time also. And are you going to be able to help support all the people that are going to need help during these times, right? So pretty interesting times ahead. But let's get into some other news here, and let's talk about this. I was watching this interview today. Gold Seek is the name of the channel. Just type in Gold Seek. Central banks are scooping up gold at the fastest pace since 1967. They had an interview there, including Mark Faber. The U.S. dollar has long been the dominant global currency, but it is now facing a big threat. If you've been on this channel, you know all about the de-dollarization happening across the globe. And in America, we've lived under the luxury, I guess I want to use that word again, luxury of having the world reserve currency and being able to just export dollars to import real goods for cheap. But it's getting to the point where the rest of the world is waking up to what is happening, and why are central banks accumulating so much gold? Something big is on the horizon, and there's a lot of different people out there with a lot of different opinions and thoughts about what it may be. Some people say, well, we're going back to a gold-backed currency. Things are going to get a lot better because all this cost of living is going to come crashing down as soon as you peg the currency to something hard and tangible like gold or silver or both. Other people say that these banks are hoarding this gold because they have something far more sinister planned. And I know that sounds like a dark word, sinister, but there's people out there that want to have everything. There's a song from the '80s, "Tears for Fears," the name of a band, and I listen to this station that plays a lot of '80s music, so I know all the '80s songs. Everybody wants to rule the world, and you may think, oh yeah, it's just a song, it's a nice song. It's actually true though. Everybody wants to rule the world. Do the millionaires and the billionaires that already have way more wealth than they'll ever need, do they stop investing? Do they stop trying to gain more wealth? No, they keep going. They try to get more and more and more. So there's this never-ending appetite for wealth. Did Warren Buffett stop investing after he became a billionaire? No, he kept going. And we can go on and on and on about all the billionaires that continue to try to get more and more and more. They want to dominate, and this includes, people at the central bank and the people accumulating gold at the fastest pace that we've seen since 1967. So something big is happening. Please let me know what you think down in comments. What's the deal here? Better days ahead, everything's hunky dory, or do we have some real dark times ahead here that we need to prepare for? I'm erring on the side of caution, and I'm continuing to try to prepare the best I can. And that gets back to where do you live? Will you be able to ride out the storm? If the heat gets cut off, we're going to see both natural and man-made disasters, I think, coming up here. I think this year, the year after, I think we're really going to start seeing some eye-opening things happening and change in our world. And with this evidence that we see, what central banks are doing here, what I'm doing is I'm continuing to stack silver as much as possible, because that may be rainbows and puppy dogs type of thinking, that I think things will ultimately end up backed by gold and silver. I think that's going to be ultimately what's going to happen. But I think we're going to have to go through a lot of hardship and pain and economic stress and economic turmoil before we get there. But if you have extra money to put away, that you might want to think about doing that. Of course, the cost of food and energy and everything else is making it so where people have a harder and harder time to have any money left on the side to invest. So if you're someone that can stack even a few ounces of silver, maybe every couple weeks or even every month, consider yourself blessed, lucky, and maybe very smart for being in the position to be able to do that, because many people can't do that. They can't invest anything on the side because literally every dollar they have is going towards bills and monthly expenses. So that's what we want to focus on here more often now, and kind of change our refocus our vision here on what we can do from day to day. Here's another thing that I'm doing in my household. My wife has this app on her phone, and I would see her using it, and she's basically scanning receipts with her phone, and it just takes like 10 seconds. You open up the app, you scan your receipt. Artificial intelligence says everything that's on there. It recognizes the name of the store, the date, and you get points for doing this. And I was like, she's spending a lot of time for probably nothing. But then she said one day, okay, I got enough points to get a free Chipotle, or we had like a $20 Chipotle gift card or something. Then a few months later, another one. And a few months later, another one. I'm like, you're doing all this scanning receipts? Now, we've got kind of a big family. We've got kind of a lot of people in the house here. So we do buy a lot of groceries. So that is part of it. I mean, we spend a lot of money. So we scan a lot of receipts. She scans a lot of receipts. So I started doing it, and I've already got, in just like 2 days, I've got enough points scanned just from a few trips to the grocery store to get halfway to my first gift card. It'll $10 Amazon card or something like that. So it's called Fetch, and I'm going to put the link down below, because you have expressed to me that you want to find out more ways to maybe save money, or to put money away, to lower your expenses, to better prepare for what's ahead. And of course, we still focus on the big things, the macro, and we talk about the global financial system and the monetary system, and how gold is being scooped up by central banks, and how that should be an eye-opening thing. But at the same time, we all have households and personal finance situations and budgets to look at, right? So fetch.com, and actually, if you use the code down there, and then if you refer other people, you get points for referring people. So the first person that uses your code when you refer them, you get a bunch of points, and then they get extra points, and vice versa. So link down below this video. Now I want to take you to a quote here from Egon von Geyers. I probably butchered his name, but I've been reading his stuff for a while now. I haven't really seen any interviews with him, so I'm not sure how they pronounce his name, but that's not important here. Let's take a look at what he says here. Quote, "Thanks to years of confusing debt with economic growth and replacing sound money with mouse click money, our credit and equity bubbles are now morphing into the final gasps of currency bubbles, popping in every corner but the US and its currently strong but doomed US dollar." So yeah, even now the dollar's strong, and look at the cost of living. with even a strong dollar. Now, the dollar's gained a lot here over the past couple of years, and then it's dropped quite a lot here more recently. But we see the big picture here. This analysis here sees the big picture and is giving us a pretty dire warning. So doesn't this sound familiar? Confusing debt with economic growth. What do we talk about here in this channel? The reason there's been this illusion or appearance of an economic boom is because all the debt, right? When people take out record amounts of debt, the costs go up, home prices go up, car prices go up. People are borrowing money to buy things that they can't afford. It creates jobs, it creates economic activity, and it creates what is being called economic growth, but it's an illusion because it's based on debt. And now with these higher interest rates, are people going to be able to maintain these levels of debt? The car loans, the mortgages, the credit cards, even the buy now, pay later apps where people are just putting groceries now on credit and debt. So bottom line, people, you know what I'm going to say, right? Keep stacking and prepare for what's ahead. And I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about the record gold buying from central banks? Nothing to even look twice at or to do a double take on? Or is it something serious that is going on behind the scenes right now that we need to wake up and smell the coffee here and figure out what's going on? Please let me know down in the comments. Also, that link for that app, it's called Fetch, right down there. You get bonus points by using that link. And let me know how it works for you. Scan receipts, get yourself some gift cards. We get them every couple months so far based on what we've been doing here and scanning our receipts. A little bit here, a little bit there. It all adds up. Folks, hope everybody is good. Keep stacking. We'll talk to you very soon. Come back to this channel. Please like what we talk about. Support my work. And really like to see you here back on this channel again. Bye for now. Big love and peace.